Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you are now tuned into the Investor Show. As always, this is your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live, all the way from the beautiful city and state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And as always, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys and girls don't have a lot of time. So let's jump straight into it. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't laugh at my fluorescent pink/red shirt that I'm wearing on live right now. But it is Friday night, Memorial Day weekend. Let's give a shout out to Memorial Day weekend to all my time to take out for all the people, past and present, who's made the ultimate sacrifice for us to live in this country, for you to listen to me live or to playback, and for me to even make what I'm doing today. So let's give a shout out to them, everybody. Round of applause. Memorial Day weekend. If you are catching this live, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you plan on doing this Memorial Day weekend. I got a couple plans. I'm going to go see some buddies get married, all of the good stuff like that. But ladies and gentlemen, on this episode, we're going to be talking about stocks moving up higher. If you're catching this live, stocks moving up higher. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin being slammed, the real estate frenzy continuing to go, AMC and Ford makes a nice jump. And also, we got Dollar Tree in the building. Of course, my phone, a Dollar Tree building 1,000 stores. Y'all give me 1 second. Hey, let me hit you when I get off this live, all right? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dollar Tree opening up 1K stores. We're going to talk about that. And then also, we're going to be talking about, the other thing I want to hit y'all up on is, do we really have a what's the word I'm looking for here? Do we really have a labor shortage? Do we really have a labor shortage going on? I want to get y'all comments on that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you are catching this live, sit back, relax, kick it, be cool, or whatever. You know what I mean? And we're going to go through this. Let me put this on here. Do we have a labor shortage? I want to get into the discussion. Do we have a labor shortage? Here we go. Here we're gonna have this discussion now. Okay, make sure I'm not spelling nothing wrong. I don't want y'all laughing at me, right? Okay, there we go. Making sure I type my banner correctly. So, do we have a labor shortage? Let's get into that. Let's start off with that first. This whole labor shortage. You're seeing companies like McDonald's and Dairy Queen. Most of your blue collar workers are saying, "Hey, a lot of those companies are saying, hey, we can't find anybody. We can't hire anybody. We're having all these issues with labor shortages, right? Or whatever. So they're doing all type of things. They're giving out signing bonuses. I heard about one McDonald's they'd give you an iPhone if you signed up. One company was giving out, hey, if you pass training, we'll give you $250. Some company, all these little ways they're doing things. And a lot of people are blaming it on people at home getting more money in unemployment than they were getting working, so they don't want to work. So that's what people are saying, right? And we're going to talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about that. Let me get this. We're going to talk about that. Here we go. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do not believe we have a labor shortage. I think two things is happening. I do think that people getting unemployment benefits from the stimulus package is having a lot to do with people not going back to work. And I also believe that it's not a worker shortage. I think it's that wages are uncompetitive. Wages are not being competitive that you have right now. So what I mean about wages are not being competitive is that your minimum wage right now, national is probably around $7. I'm assuming. Don't quote me on that. I didn't look that up prior to the show. Shame on me. But let's say unemployment is around, people are getting, I can't remember the exact amount, so I don't want to quote that. But I want to say the national minimum wage rate is not keeping up and it's not competitive with what we have as far as people can make from unemployment. So as we see inflation starting to become a big topic because we just dumped trillions of dollars into the market, and also we lowered interest rates, and the dollar's become a little bit more worthless as we pump more money, and it's a fiat currency. We all know that whole conversation and talking point. Hopefully you do. But essentially what you're having is we're not looking at the cost of labor starting to increase. The cost of labor is starting to increase. This is statistical data that was put out by the Bureau of Labor Statistics.gov, BLS.gov. You can check that out. So you're seeing it costs more and more to hire people, and people are not willing to work for minimum wage anymore. You know, blue collar jobs, you're seeing we're in a more educated society than we probably ever had, because more people have access to education than back in the day. Back in the day, let's say 20, 30 years ago, by the time you hit 30 years old, you decide to go back to college, it was pretty halfway impossible to go back to school. Now, due to the fact of technology, and anybody can go to school, you can go to school on your phone almost, your tablet, your laptop. You can do schoolwork at night, in the morning time, overseas, underseas, doesn't matter. Underseas, I actually did it on a submarine. But when you say that more people have access to education, people are becoming more educated, people are earning associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctor's degrees, and they're now willing to go back and say, hey, I want to go work a regular, job where I'm getting my hands dirty, or working fast food and not making that much money. So I believe that wages are uncompetitive. Now, I saw a couple articles, I don't know the truth of these articles, where people are saying, hey, this coffee shop was having a problem hiring people. Then it raised the hourly wage, then miraculously they got a bunch of applications in. So I guarantee you right now, if McDonald's started paying $20 an hour or something like that, they will have an increase of people desiring it. So I believe that we have an uncompetitive wage problem more than a labor shortage. So you got to think about it. Look at the companies that are complaining about these. The companies that are complaining about this are the lower end companies, and those jobs, those wages are uncompetitive in this market where there are so many more opportunities for people to make more money. People now can create their own brand. People can write their own books. People can create their own voice and make money from it. People can do so many more things. Entrepreneurship is more accessibility to entrepreneurship. No longer the days I have to go down to the bank and get $100,000 loan and open up a store and hire a bunch of employees and hope my company works. Those days are long gone. Now people can say, hey, I have access to the internet. I can create a website. I can do all types of things to create money. So I definitely don't believe that we have a labor shortage. I believe we're aimed more towards a uncompetitive wage issue. Wages are not being competitive in this current environment when inflation is starting to tickle up, when you have people collecting stimulus checks, unemployment, and there's so many more avenues for everyday people to be able to earn money. I think that the wages that McDonald's was getting away with paying people minimum wage, that market is kind of starting to dry up, right? Because I always tell people the story of my personal life. I hate to bring it back to me, but it's just the life I know the best. Like I said, it was competitive to get a job at Domino's Pizza. And when I was in high school, when I was 16 years old, that was competitive. And when you got that job, you were happy to get it. At that time, I remember minimum wage being at $5.25. And I was happy to have that. Nowadays, you look at a job at Domino's Pizza, high school kids really don't want it. High school kids can go drive Amazon trucks. They can start a YouTube channel. They can start a Facebook page. They can sell products. All sorts of things they have access to that they didn't have access to in the past. And I think that the wages that they are giving are not as competitive as they once were. That's my take on that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Let me know what y'all think about Bitcoin. The Bitcoin slam. Let me see what y'all saying. See what y'all saying here. I can't see your name there. Let me blow up my screen a little bit more. Sharon Ninja says, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? Oh, ma'am. Al, what's going on, Al? Al gives a thumbs up. What's going on, Al? How you doing? We have Subi. Am I saying that right? Subi from California. What's going on, Subi? What is going on? We got, what's going on, Gil Chris? That's my guy. He said, we don't have a labor shortage. People have learned that they can hustle up more than those small checks from fast food. I agree. Dropping gems. Gil Chris is dropping gems. Thank you for tuning in and your comment. Max B says, new millionaires plus retired. New millionaires plus people retired. Okay, yeah, that's true. A lot of people making money off of crazy things. Tell that to the CEO that don't want to raise the pay. That's true. CEOs, you got to get with the times. Dilger Gilchrist says Bitcoin will be back. I think ETH is coming back as well. And Max B says sooner or later those jobs will die off. Die off is life. Okay. Now I do believe that. I believe that you have a. I believe in the what's his name? John Adams theory, laissez-faire. You take your hands off the economy. You don't have to set minimum wage to this and that or whatever the case may be. Minimum wage is going to fix itself. Minimum wage is going to your wages got to be competitive. I'm pretty sure these companies can solve their issues by raising their wages, or can go out there and buy some kiosks and do whatever they want to do. Right? That's my way of looking at it. So if for the people that's catching this live, definitely tell me where you're from. I know we got somebody from Cali. I know Max B's down there and out there in Washington. Then we got Deirdre Gilchrist, he's down there in Georgia. I know Al is out here in Colorado. Then we have Young Mar 42. He said, "What's up from Ohio? Bitcoin is definitely coming back. What's going on?" All right. You guys and girls, you're 100% right, because we are living in a society where now I think that kids, or the younger millennials, are using, not millennial, I think they call it Gen Z, I think they call them now. So let me say this real quick. We got Frederick King from Delaware. Delaware is in the building. Okay. Delaware is in here. I think I've driven through Delaware by mistake once or twice in my life. Shouts out to Delaware. Delaware is so small of a state compared to other states. So I think when I drove, I think I was in Connecticut, and when I drove across country the first time, I drove across the country 2.5 times now in my life so far. I've gone from New York to California, not New York, Connecticut to California. Then I've gone from California to Georgia, and then from Georgia back to Texas, and Texas back to Georgia. So it's been a couple of times I've been across the country. Clay Harris says, "What's good from the Mississippi in the building?" What's going on, Clay Harris? Clay Harris in the building. Okay. So we got Mississippi, Delaware, Ohio, Colorado, Georgia. Okay. All right. We're all over the nation today. All over the nation. Do we got anybody international? Anybody overseas? Shouts out to Iran State, California. I think we got California in the building too. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. This Bitcoin got slammed. As y'all know, I do own some cryptocurrencies. Nothing to write home about major. I have speculated on Bitcoin. I have speculated on SHIB. I have some Doge. And what's the other one called? Stella, I think I have that. And I haven't looked at it in a long time. Not a long time. It's been weeks since I looked at it, but I know it's probably down. Looking at, I don't even look at that stuff like that. Like I said, it's a wild card. I look at it as putting money on it. It's like gambling, right? The reason why I say it's like gambling, I know some of my Bitcoin people are going to tune in. Prince, what do you mean? The Federal Reserve has a fiat currency. I know the whole talking points, but what I mean by that is I cannot legitimately sit down and make an investment strategy around Bitcoin. How can I do that, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know I don't know who's creating these coins, where they're being created, how they're being created. I've heard the stories. I don't know who's the Bitcoin CEO, who's controlling it, where are the servers. Is the servers are in California, or they are in, I know they're supposed to be decentralized, but what's going on with it, right? It's an unregulated market. It's a wild, wild west, right? So it's the same thing. I think take my nephew. I got a 19-year-old nephew. My 19-year-old nephew, I can guarantee you, if I called him right now, he's probably never went into a store and brought a scratch off. He's probably never done it. But I guarantee you, but he's asked me a million times about cryptocurrencies. So I think that for Generation Z and the millennial group, when I looked at the statistical data, most of the people that play the traditional state lottery are 65 years and older. The younger people that are, in our generation, that about that 19 to about 35, 40 range, they look at cryptocurrencies as I think it's like the new age lottery. Our age group doesn't go out and buy cryptocurrencies, right? I'm not cryptocurrency. I just doesn't go out and buy scratch offs. I meant to say, when you watch people that buy scratch offs, it's usually an older audience, but our generation will buy cryptocurrency. Because I've gone through the story before, it's more accessible. We have a lot of access to cryptocurrencies. One thing. The next thing is, not only do we have access to cryptocurrencies are they're very cheap, they're accessible, and we've seen a bunch of people make money off of them. So that's why we get involved with it, or whatever. Now, do I think it does have some credibility? Yes, to a certain degree. I understand the argument that people say with the Federal Reserve printing money left and right. Like I told people a million times, the Federal Reserve, our money is backed up by the military. So when we see all these things that are going on, I think those are the issues that we may see. So yeah, you know. So yeah, so that's why I think about Bitcoin. Do I think it will rebound? Of course. P for life. What's going on? He's out there in Phoenix, Arizona. What's going on? P for life. He's in forever. I meant to say P forever. P forever. What's going on? So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we got Phoenix in the building, Mississippi, Delaware, Ohio, California, Colorado, of course, is representing. So we're all over the country today. Thank y'all for tuning in on the most random show you're going to catch. So right now, but I do notice about the cryptocurrencies. This recent slam, it is higher than the last slam. Every huge slam I've seen with cryptocurrencies has always been going up, 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 up. Now, my issue with cryptocurrencies is you got Elon Musk out here doing this. It's unregulated. But I think it's in a way of it's kind of maturing in a way. At this point right now, I think it's worth speculating on. That's my personal opinion. It's worth speculating for someone who's trying to earn wealth and if they're in a growth period. What I mean, the growth period is usually from when a person enters the workforce at the age of 16 all the way into about 45, 50. I would say, let's say 50. I would say 16 to 50, that's the growth period where you're trying to make as much money as possible. If you got a job, you're trying to get the biggest promotion as possible. You're trying to try new things. You earn most of your money. After 50, for most people, this is where they turn into a more conservative investment theory. Hey, why would I try? If you're over 50 and you've saved up $1 million or $2 million of assets, or maybe you're getting pensions, whatever you got going on in life, and you're 50 years old, now you're the person that says, why do I need to take all of this risk? I don't need to take all this risk. I can now take this nest egg and live off of it. So if you are built up a nest egg, is it worth you jumping into cryptocurrencies and you need this nest egg? No. But if you're in that 16 to 20, 16 to 50 range where you are accumulating, this is called the accumulation phase. So you have two phases, right? You have the accumulation when you're trying to make as much money as possible. And then you get to the next level of preservation. I accumulated all of this money. Now I want to preserve all of this money. Those are the two things you want to do. Accumulate, preserve. If you're on the preserve side of the house, I won't say, oh, jump into cryptocurrency. This is your opportunity, right? But if you're on the accumulation side of the house, I will say yes. Hey, accumulate. If you can afford to do $50 or something like that or whatever, speculate on it because you're in the accumulation phase. But once you hit that preserving phase, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. We got Cedric Thompson from Cleveland, Ohio is in the building. Cleveland, Ohio is in the building. All right. Here we go. We got Cleveland, Arizona. I've never been in Cleveland. I've definitely been in Phoenix, Arizona. I've driven through Delaware, Mississippi. Of course, I've been there a couple times. Yeah, it's been not a lot of time, but not a lot of time. But Biloxi, Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi, Pascagoula. Been in those areas, spent some time. What else was it? Who else was in here? I've never been to Ohio. And I've never been to Cleveland. Never been to Ohio or Cleveland. So yeah, those are my two things there. So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. So next thing, we talked about Bitcoin getting slammed. Now I want y'all to tell me what y'all want y'all to chime in on this. I saw this and I thought this was pretty funny. Not funny, but interesting. Dollar Tree set to open 1,000 new stores. Dollar Tree, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Dollar Tree. Now, why do I care about this, ladies and gentlemen? This is a part of the world where there's a time in the world going on right now where you're seeing retail stores kind of shut down, right? But let's take an interesting look at Dollar Tree. I think this came out today or yes, yeah, it came out yesterday. Dollar Tree is looking to open up 1,000 new stores. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, ladies and gentlemen? Right? Let's take a look at it. May 27th, the net sales decreased by 0.6, not that much. Same store sales decreased by 4.6, increased 7.6 in a 2-year stack basis. Operational profits increased. Okay. Cash flow from operations, 703 million. Board of directors declared a quarterly cash dividend. So they declared to pay out dividends. So they're paying out dividends. Here we go, right here. This is from the CEO. We are pleased with our strong start of fiscal 2021, and I want to thank all of our associates for the commitment to supporting our customers, communities, and each other. Dollar Tree CEO said, whose name is Todd Vassos. As a testament of our effort, our first quarter results exceeded our expectations, reflecting strong underlying performance across the business, which we believe was enhanced by the most recent round of government stimulus payments. So they're telling you right here, due to the government stimulus checks, they think that this is why their stores did so well. Kind of funny, right? I thought that was kind of funny. So, because ladies and gentlemen, we always wonder where would those stimulus checks go? Right now, you're seeing exactly where those stimulus checks are going. Right here, the CEO said, we believed was enhanced by our most recent round of government stimulus payments. Given our first quarter outperformance, we are raising our financial outlook for the rest of fiscal 2021. So during the first quarter, we exceeded more than 800. During the first quarter, we executed more than 800 real estate projects, including new stores opening on our pop shelf and larger footprint Dollar General formats. In addition, we remain focused on several of our customers while future advancing our key strategic initiatives. Looking ahead, we are excited about our plans, and we believe we are positioned to continue delivering long-term sustainable growth and value for our shareholders. Now, let's roll down here. Where we get down to the nitty-gritty about these 1,000 stores. Capital expenditures. Oh, and also, this is a key thing, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Here's a gem. When a company starts to buy back their own shares, this takes some of the shares that are outstanding, that are diluted, and this is kind of starts to raise the stock price. And it's a good thing when you see a company buying their own stocks, because some companies say that, hey, we're the best stock out there, so we're buying our own stock. So right here, share repurchase. In the first quarter of 2021, the company repurchased 1 billion of its common stocks, or 5 million shares. So they're, 1 billion of its common stocks, 5 million shares, right? At an average price of $201 per share under its share repurchase program. So if the company is willing to buy the stock for $201, they may believe that their stock is for sale. That's what the company is believing. So the total remaining authorization for future repurchase was 1.7 billion at the end of the first quarter of 2021. Under the authorization, repurchasing may come from time to time on open market transactions, including pursuing a trading plans adopted in accordance to Rule 1015-1 of Securities Act 1934 amendment, blah blah blah. So pretty much they're saying they're going to continue to buy their own stocks. So right here. Then they declared a dividend. That's very huge. So a company paying a dividend, that is very huge, right? So let me get down to here. Where was my bookmark at? Maybe I strolled over it. I think I probably strolled over. I didn't have to go this far to find it. Okay, y'all give me 1 second. Let me find my spot. I should already had it marked. Let's go back up. I think I don't stroll down too far. Okay, here we go. All right. I think we're in here somewhere. Okay, decline the company. All right. There we go. I think I found my spot. Mm-hmm. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. First quarter. Okay, maybe I missed my. Okay, make sure I got this right. Now give me 1 second. Square is in here. I just gotta find it. It's what 12. It's only 12 pages, so let's see where I'm at. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I'm back, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened there with my product. I thank y'all for hanging around in here to catch me. I am back in the building. I don't know what happened there. Had a nice little gap, but that was cool. We're back here. We're back here live. I found it. This is on page 3 of Dollar Tree's corporate reports. So the company is going back to its plans to execute 2,900 real estate projects in fiscal year 2021, including 1,050 new store openings, 1,750 store remodelings, and 100 store relocations. So, right here, ladies and gentlemen, you can read it for yourself. It took me a little while to find it. I don't know what happened there, what was going on. Can y'all hear me out there? Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Y'all got me back. Thank y'all for staying with me there. I don't know what happened. Had a little technical difficulties, but we're back in here. Right here, the company is reiterating its plan. Right here, this is on page 3. If you want to read it for yourself, this is coming from the Investor Relations or the SEC.gov press release that was the first quarter that came out yesterday from Dollar Tree. The company has a plan to execute 2,900 real estate investments, real estate projects in fiscal year 2021, including 1,050 new store openings. That's pretty crazy. In a time like this, Dollar General is being very aggressive in talking about opening up, relocating 100 stores and open up 1,000 new stores. And, they're saying they benefited from the stimulus checks. I'm sorry, I put Dollar Tree on here, ladies and gentlemen. I meant Dollar General. Dollar General, ladies and gentlemen. Did I say Dollar Tree? Dollar General is the store, right? Give me 1 second. Dollar General is the store opening up 1,000 stores in the middle of a pandemic when everybody else is closing. That's very significant, ladies and gentlemen. Very significant. Now, next thing I want to get into real estate going into a frenzy. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I had to come back in so I don't see anything what anybody said. If you're catching this live, I'm back and I apologize. Had a little break there, but we're back. So real estate frenzy continues, right? So for prime example, here we go with real estate. Let's take a look at the Mortgage and Bankers Association. I don't really want to pull them up too big because the Mortgage and Bankers Association, they're telling us about real estate. But the thing about it with real estate is that the frenzy is continuing because you're seeing. I just had a good friend of mine sold his house $70,000 over ask. I mean, he asked for $540,000 and he ended up getting 610 in the end. 610. I mean, that's I mean, congratulations to him, right? But ladies and gentlemen, that tells you that the real estate market is in a frenzy. In a frenzy still, this intensified frenzy was going on. So right now, the Mortgage and Bankers Association, they're speaking about, I mean, I don't have to really look and know the temperament of the market right now. It's obvious to say whatever the asking price that you go on Zillow or Redfin or whoever, whatever site you want to go to, whatever the asking price is, if you're not going $10,000 to $20,000 over that, you're not going to get anything in this economy. No, absolutely not. Right. So that's the things you have to pay attention to in the real estate market. Right. When you're looking at real estate, is still a seller's market. The seller is telling you the price and they're getting over the price. So they're getting to decide what's happening inside of the real estate market right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in that real estate space, like me, everybody, I own a house, I own land and stuff like that or whatever. I'm very concerned. I wasn't expecting real estate to do this, especially coming out of a pandemic. I was thinking, how do we have high unemployment, but people are coming into the pandemic? That's kind of crazy. But real estate is staying in high demand, ladies and gentlemen. How do y'all look at real estate in a high demand in a high place like that? So that's what they do. So that's what not what they do. That is what you see happening right now in the real estate market. Give me 1 second. I'll make sure this thing is good. One second. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you have today. But I got a couple of things going on today. But that's the first thing I want to talk to y'all about. And the next topic we want to get into was AMC and Ford major jump. When you look at AMC and Ford's major jumps, you're seeing the crowd go back into Ford, not Ford, but to AMC is starting to happen. But you're starting to see this whole short squeeze and Reddit investors starting to push this up. That's something that I just watch from a distance, from afar. But the one I do like, I got to give a round of applause to Ford. Ford is making a comeback, and it's Ford shocks the world, right? That's the way I look at what Ford is doing and how everything is going on that end. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude today's episode. I got to get out of here and got to get running. I'm definitely going to be back with you guys and girls getting live. I have some things to do, get ready for the Memorial Day weekend. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, to the next video, podcast, cartoon, or whatever else crazy you see me doing around the globe. Peace, be safe. I'm out. And thank you.